Blues' search for a new manager is finally over, and after looking at nearly 1,000 different coaches and speaking to over 40, they've came up with the man to take us forward. It's Chris Davies. You may not have heard of him as he's never been a manager before, but he's had some pretty good roles, being alongside Brendan Rodgers in a few, and most recently being right behind Ange Postecoglou at Spurs. I think this is a good appointment. I like the unknown element of it. You know, it's not just the typical managerial merry-go-round. It's not getting Alex Neil in. It's not getting one of the ex-players like Lampard in. There's a bit of risk to it, but if there's any sort of thing I can compare it to, it feels like the board have seen what Ipswich did, getting in McKenna, who again wasn't a manager beforehand, someone with little experience in management but quite a bit of experience in coaching, and they've really worked wonders with it. So I think we've taken such a long time to come up with the answer because, as I said, we evaluated a lot of people and we've got our man. So let me know down below if you are happy with this. I'm going to get into a bit of background as to how he has gotten to this point in his career. But yeah, are you happy with his appointment? Do you think that we will succeed at getting promoted in the first time? What do you think his good qualities are? Do you not like it? Let me know down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll tell you all about him, starting off with his first coaching role. Davies started off at Swansea in 2010 under Brendan Rodgers. In that season, the side managed to get promoted to the Premier League through the playoffs and then managed to survive a season in the Championship as well, before he then moved to Liverpool. It wasn't a coaching role, it was more to do with opposition, focusing on the opposition and the tactics and things like that, but was at Liverpool under Brendan Rodgers. They finished second in the league while he was there. So again, another good job done there. I remember it, very unlucky not to win the league that season. I believe it was the same one with the Gerrard slip. Had a little spell at Reading as a first team coach, but then went on to Celtic as the assistant manager, again under Brendan Rodgers. Managed to do a treble while over there, so again a very good season. And I understand he's not the manager for any of these, but a lot of coaches get praised highly. The main one I can think of at the moment is Derby when they were under Wayne Rooney. A lot of people praised Liam Rosenior for his work and said that it was pretty much him and not Rooney. Now that's not to say it wasn't Rodgers and it was Davies, but the point is coaches really do influence things. It's not just about the manager, it's about the staff behind him, and Davies has been part of some very good teams. Leicester then as the assistant manager, and again Brendan Rodgers. They finished 5th in the Premier League. They won the FA Cup while he was there. And then most recently, as I said, at Spurs under Postecoglou, finished 5th. Good season. And considering they did lose Harry Kane in the summer, I think a lot of people didn't tip them to be that high in the league. So a good season there. So that's his coaching. Now, he obviously has a lot of personality traits and a certain way that he wants to play. So let's get into that. And Davies has been described as a progressive coach who has experience but is still quite young for the coaching game, you know, 39, very good age, but he's racked up a lot of experience within coaching. He wants to play possession-based football, which doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with Blues. When we were in the Championship for such a long time, most of that, whenever we tried to have more possession than the opposition, we'd lose. We tended to be better without possession on the counter, and we always struggled to break down teams. So if we had more possession and we were playing a team that would have most players behind the ball, we just couldn't break them down. And that is why I think this is a good appointment, because we're going to give him the funds that he needs to make this squad be able to break teams down. And in League One, I think most sides will be playing most players behind the ball. So we are going to have to learn to have the ball, be patient with the ball, and break teams down. It's also interesting, when he was at Liverpool, they had plenty of ways of attacking. They had Suarez at the time, and there were lots of different goals floating about. So we can create from open... Well, he can create from open play. He has patterns that will make it work. It's just whether the players can adapt to it. But again, I don't think a lot of the players that are on the books at the moment that were first team players last season will still be here. I think when the transfer window opens, I can see Jordan James, Bakuna, probably Paik and Miyoshi going. So that's a lot of our midfielders. Bielik will go, Laird, Buchanan, Sanderson, all probably going to go as well. So yeah, a lot of our first team players won't be here. It will be a big rebuild, but in a way it's good. He can get his own players in that are going to fit his system. He can say to the current players, this is what I'm going to be doing, you'll be good for it. Unfortunately, I don't think you will, so I'll show you the door. Not that he'd be that blunt, but yeah, I think it's going to be a great season for a lot of Blues fans. I'm hoping it works out. I've got a good feeling about it, although it always seems to go wrong in that Blues hot seat. But yeah, it's a manager to build a project around, because he's developing his game at the same time. He will make mistakes along the way, I'm sure of it, but I feel that it can work. That's it from me. Let me know down in the comments if there's any additional information. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, and most importantly, let me know what your thoughts are on this appointment. Are you happy? Are you a bit disappointed? How do you think it's going to work out? Let me know down below. Keep right on.